Welcome to the Black History in Housing series. I am so proud to introduce Bunmi Atta, Director of Construction at Optivo. So welcome, Bunmi.
Hi, hello, Valentina. Thank you very much for having me on.
The honour is ours. The honour is ours. I think we'll get straight into the actual interview itself. As I've said, I've explained before, we have 5 questions.
Yeah.
So we'll crack on with the first one.
Okay, let's go for it.
Okay, so the first one is, have you experienced any bias in your housing roles? And if so, how did you manage this bias?
That's an interesting one because I think the biases that you are most concerned about are the ones that you kind of know that have impacted you, that you've come across, and I guess one comes to mind where, and it's an ongoing one really, with most women in construction or women at a particular level. But for me, being a director of construction, what I find is I'm a bit of an enigma. So people don't expect a woman in my role. So I've been to meetings where I turn up, speak to, expect to be addressed by the client, and I'm with a male colleague, and the client walks or looks right past me to the male, looks to or up to the male colleague, because they just assume that as a woman I would not be the director of construction. I'll probably be the secretary or the assistant. So you do get that, but it's more about how you present yourself and how you get over that initial hurdle. And when people do that, you front it and you say, well, I'm the director. You need to speak to me. I'm the lead here. Um, Without being derogatory or anything like that, because you've got to accept that um, there aren't a lot of people like me in the roles that I'm at. So it's not, you don't take it personally. You just get on with your day. Um, it's interesting because some of the biases that I see or have encountered over the years has been from my own community, which is, and that's a view that you kind of think, how did that happen? But it is more about their perceptions. So
Okay.
it's not necessarily a negative. It is just that their unconscious biases that, for instance, the reason why I am at the position I'm at, or the reason why I have got the opportunity that I've had, is because maybe I had access to some sort of positive action, and the like. And you've got to kind of say, no, actually, I I went through the vanilla route, it was a degree, and then I had experience, and so on and so forth. So it is about constantly dealing with that unconscious bias from within the community, outside of the community, within the profession, and outside of the profession, and just deal with it with a smile.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. Our second question is, what are some of the challenges for Black colleagues in the sector? So what are some of your challenges?
Some of the challenges, I mean, there are loads of challenges, obviously, but some of the key ones are career progression, the fact that people do not see people like me, or people from disadvantaged communities do not see themselves in positions of power, leadership roles, executive roles, board roles. So that kind of puts them off applying for the roles, or applying to be within housing or within construction or development. And it's about demonstrating that you can break that glass ceiling, and that you just be positive and apply yourself, and call on those tools that are available to you, and making sure that not only do you put your best foot forward, that you have that facility to put your best foot forward. You have those tools. So you go on those programs. Those programs have to be available to you, like Leadership 2025. You also, there are programs like the G15 Accelerate, which is fantastic, and it allows people to have that confidence to go for that next level. But it's not just the onus on the programs that people will go on. It's about the environment and the structures within the organization that can facilitate that kind of empowerment, like looking at the 5-point plan, that kind of outlines some of the things that organizations can do to ensure that people of color, people from disadvantaged communities can feel that they can get on that treadmill.
Okay. Sort of leads me nicely into the next question, which I think you've answered some of that already, which was, how do you think that Black colleagues can be helped and supported to progress within this sector? And you've just talked about the sort of 5-point plan. Can you expand a little bit more on that, on how you think that can help, or is there anything else you'd like to add?
It's about dealing with the structural piece, so ensuring that you've got the structure within the organization to facilitate, to encourage that the environment that is inclusive.
Okay. Are there any particular structures or any particular things you think? Is it senior management? Is it?
Well, it's right throughout the levels.
Okay.
So you do see in a lot of organizations is that their ED&I statistics highlight that there is a good level of diversity in the organization, but where is it? It's at the lower levels. So you want to make sure that your organization has the facility to, and the structure and the programs in place to encourage people at all levels and to progress through those levels and to get people at the very, very top. Leading your organization, role modeling what is right, what are leaders, and so people see themselves in at those levels.
Okay, thank you. Our next question is, what are some of your most inspiring moments working in the sector?
Inspiring moments. Oh, well, it's ongoing, really. I'm one to give back. I'm one to kind of pay forward. So when I benefit from, let's say, a particular program or a particular seminar or coaching or what have you, I like to kind of play that on to other people, and so that team members can see that they can do the same thing and benefit the way I have benefited. So I'm really inspired with those that I've mentored and coached, and I could see them just accelerate and just go beyond my level, actually, which is so heartening to see. So proud to see that people that came to you or that looked up to you have now surpassed you, you know. And I mean, one of the things that inspires me is when people do go on these courses and they've got an open mind, they can look in the mirror, reflect, and make sure that they are the best that they can be, to be the best leader that they want to be, and not just copy somebody else, and just try and do all of the things that you would like to do do a good job and to be the best job.
Oh, thank you. Last question is, how will you be celebrating Black History Month or Black History Year, because at A2Dominion we are celebrating from the Diversity and Inclusion Advocacy Group, we are celebrating all year round. So how have you been celebrating, or how will you be celebrating?
Well, yeah, I agree with you. It's not just the month, although the focus on the month is great.
Yep.
But I think we've got to be doing things all year round, which I like. I endorse. It's doing this type of thing, being part of the a program of events
Yeah. Yeah.
that remind people of what good there is out there, what positions people of color have within organizations, making sure that you are present, and ensuring that people can see you, you're visible, and kind of continuing to be the leader that I would have liked to have in front of me when I was going up through the ranks. So it's all of those kind of things that the Black History Month is for me. One of the things that does that is quite stark is how with this month, year in year out, it puts it kind of outlines and showcases all of the good things that can be done in a diverse community that we are, diverse country that we are, and just acknowledge that you're always kind of on show, and that people are going to be watching and benefiting and seeing the ever role modeling that you are doing, and you never know who's watching, and they'll say, right, I can actually do that because she's just done that, and I was thinking that, and I can do it now. So it's about being there, being visible, always.
That is brilliant. Oh, thank you very much. We've actually come to the end of the interview. It's been very quick, I know, but we have actually come to the end. And I just want to say a big thank you again for agreeing to take part. It's been an absolute honor. It's Bunmi Atta, Director of Construction for Optivo. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you.